400 meters.
And Splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
It was a beautiful sight, almost cinematic, one that couldn't have been scripted. Astronaut Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore splashed down in the waters of Florida, greeted by a pod of dolphins, blue waters and clear skies to relieve cheers from everyone who was watching it. And there they are. Astronaut Sunita Williams was the first to exit the Crew Dragon spacecraft with a big wave and smile, followed minutes later by Butch Wilmore. Their return to Earth caps what has been a protracted stay in space due to technical problems that also made NASA's contingency plan to get them back a globally watched spectacle. It was with a bunch of hearty laughs and hugs that the two astronauts boarded SpaceX's Dragon spaceship to return to Earth. What was supposed to be a week-long stay in space turned out into a 9-month-long delay. After the Boeing Starliner capsule they went to space in developed technical issues and had to be returned without any astronauts on board because it wasn't safe. The two astronauts, both retired Navy test pilots, were originally supposed to stay on the International Space Station for just over a week. But technical problems with Starliner's propulsion system kept them in space much longer than they had initially planned. So eventually NASA decided they would return on a SpaceX Crew Dragon instead, making them part of the agency's regular astronaut rotation.
You know, the thing I think back of this whole time frame is how really resilient Butch and Sunny were the whole time. I mean, they launched on what was going to be a short test flight with the crew flight test vehicle with Boeing, and then they moved very quickly into station increment operations, and they became seamlessly part of the International Space Station. And they did that because they're experienced astronauts, and we had prepared, right? We had flown gloves for them to do spacewalks, and we had flown a lot of components for them. So I think that shows the adaptability of crew members.
Now safely back on Earth, the astronauts will head to NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston for medical checks before reuniting with their families. Boeing's troubled Starliner program faces even more uncertainty as SpaceX remains the only American spacecraft capable of sending crews to and from orbit. For more such stories, subscribe to SNG Tech and make sure you like our videos and share them as well.